This is Daily News Brief, quick, clear, and current. Hit like and subscribe for more news that matters. Here are the brief highlights of today's top stories. Bondi fires Justice Department employee for gesturing at National Guard. Is my neighbor allowed to park in front of my house? Here's what Colorado law says. Bones found during FBI's Travis Decker search in Wa Forest. Reliance boss Ambani urges Indian businesses to unite to counter geopolitical challenges. Major grocery chain to lay off nearly 1,000 workers amid store closure plans. CDC warns travelers to use enhanced precautions as dangerous disease spreads. Russian defense minister says his forces have sped up rate of their advance in Ukraine. Mike Johnson has awkward response when Newsom points out Louisiana murder rate is worse than California. Polar air to bring October-like chill to 250 million in central, eastern U.S. Phillips 66 to begin winding down Los Angeles area refinery next week, sources say. General Motors sparks excitement after teasing return of once iconic model, you asked. We listened. CDC official makes shocking confession about RFK Jr.'s intel. What happens to Trump's tariffs now that a federal appeals court has knocked them down? Hegseth puts up painting of Confederate general with a chilling detail at West Point. Too much of this vitamin may raise cancer risk, new study says. Tina Smith had no patience for the health secretary's suggestion that antidepressants were behind the school shooting in Minnesota. Now, let's dive deeper into the details. United States Attorney General Pam Bondi dismissed a Department of Justice employee on Friday.
The dismissal followed an incident where the employee made an obscene gesture towards National Guard members.
The employee, a paralegal, reportedly also made disparaging remarks about the troops in Washington, District of Columbia.
This action follows President Donald Trump's deployment of National Guard troops to Washington, District of Columbia this month.
Colorado law generally allows parking on the street in front of any residence.
However, parking is restricted near driveways, sidewalks, and fire hydrants.
Vehicles must be parked facing the correct direction and cannot block access.
While legal, the city of Fort Collins encourages drivers to be considerate of neighbors.
The Federal Bureau of Investigation discovered bones while searching for Travis Decker in the Leavenworth Forest. The bones were found during a multi-day search near the Rock Island campground in Washington state. Authorities are currently unsure if the bones are human or animal and are conducting tests. Decker is wanted for the alleged murder of his 3 daughters and is considered armed and dangerous. Mukesh Ambani urged Indian businesses to unite against geopolitical risks and external shocks.
Reliance Industries, led by Ambani, is India's most valuable company and a major importer of Russian oil.
The United States has doubled tariffs on some Indian goods in response to these Russian oil purchases.
Ambani emphasized the importance of self-reliance in key technologies and vital sectors for India.
Kroger is laying off nearly 1,000 corporate employees amidst store closure plans.
These layoffs do not affect store, manufacturing, or distribution center employees.
Kroger plans to reinvest the savings into lower prices and new store locations.
The grocery chain will also create additional jobs at the store level.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention upgraded its travel advisory for Guangdong province in China due to a chikungunya outbreak.
This mosquito-borne illness can cause debilitating joint pain lasting weeks, months, or even years for some individuals.
While there is no specific treatment for chikungunya, the CDC recommends preventative measures like insect repellent and protective clothing.
Travelers to affected areas should consider vaccination, although pregnant women are advised to reconsider travel due to potential risks.
Russian Defense Minister Andrei Belousov claims a significant increase in territorial gains in Ukraine.
He stated that Russian forces are now controlling 600 to 700 square kilometers monthly.
Belousov also reported 35 mass strikes on 146 crucial Ukrainian targets this year.
These strikes have reportedly damaged 62% of Ukraine's military-industrial complex infrastructure.
Mike Johnson addressed Gavin Newsom's comments on deploying troops to states with higher crime rates than California.
Newsom suggested that Louisiana, Johnson's home state, has a significantly higher murder rate than California.
Johnson acknowledged the crime issue nationwide and mentioned efforts to reduce crime in his hometown of Shreveport.
He emphasized the need for policies to address crime in all major cities across the country.
Unusually cold air will sweep across the central and eastern United States next week, impacting millions of people. This cold front will bring temperatures 20 degrees below average, more typical of October than late summer. While some southern residents may welcome the cooler temperatures, others might feel a significant chill, especially at night. Although widespread frost is unlikely due to wind and cloud cover, some isolated areas may experience it. Phillips 66 will initiate the closure of its Los Angeles refinery as early as next week.
This closure will impact California, the most populous state in the United States of America.
The refinery employs approximately 600 workers and 300 contractors.
2 refineries closing represent a loss of roughly 20% of the state gasoline supply.
General Motors is reviving the Chevrolet Bolt for its 2027 model lineup, featuring a modernized design and updated technology.
The Bolt, originally launched in 2016 and discontinued in 2023, returns with a sleeker aesthetic and enhanced features like sharper headlights.
This mass-produced electric vehicle aims for affordability and sets a new standard for future electric vehicles in the growing market.
General Motors announced the revival on Instagram, stating they listened to customer demand for the Bolt's return.
Dr. Demeter Daskalakis revealed that Robert Kennedy Jr. has not received briefings from Centers for Disease Control scientists.
Daskalakis resigned from the Centers for Disease Control, citing concerns about its direction under Kennedy.
He publicly questioned whether Kennedy had been briefed on critical health issues like measles and COVID-19.
Daskalakis confirmed that Kennedy has not been briefed by the Centers for Disease Control on these topics.
A federal appeals court ruled against President Trump's broad tariff impositions, deeming them excessive overreach.
The court found that President Trump exceeded his authority by using national emergencies to justify widespread import taxes.
This ruling impacts tariffs on numerous countries, stemming from President Trump's 2018-2019 trade actions.
While a setback for the former president, the administration can still appeal the decision to the Supreme Court.
Defense Chief Pete Hegseth is reinstating a painting of Confederate General Robert E. Lee at West Point.
This portrait depicts Lee in Confederate uniform with an enslaved person attending his horse.
The painting's return reflects a broader effort to reintroduce Confederate symbols and revise historical narratives.
This action seemingly contradicts a 2020 law mandating removal of Confederate symbols from military institutions.
A new study links both high and low vitamin A intake to increased cancer risk.
Researchers analyzed data from Vietnamese hospital patients with and without various cancers.
While vitamin A is crucial for health, this study suggests moderation is key for potential cancer prevention.
Consult a healthcare professional for personalized advice on vitamin A intake and overall cancer prevention strategies.
Senator Tina Smith strongly criticized Health and Human Services Secretary Robert Francis Kennedy Jr. for his comments.
Kennedy Jr. suggested that antidepressants might have been a factor in the tragic school shooting in Minneapolis.
Smith challenged Kennedy to face the grieving community and repeat his insensitive suggestion.
The senator also called for Kennedy Jr.'s dismissal for spreading misinformation about the tragedy.
Thank you for listening. Stay informed, stay aware, and join us again for more updates that matter. Until next time.